Hello, everyone. Hello and welcome. I know, surprise, Jen. What you doing? Uh, I'm actually doing something that I've been working on for quite a few months now. I know it's going to take a little time for everyone to come in here and realize that I'm live, and it's okay if you don't come in here. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. You can catch the replay if you want to. It's all right. You do you, boo. Um, I've been collecting questions that are sent to me, uh, and I just labeled them behind the scenes, kind of answers that you've been seeking of why I do the things that I do. Some of them are quite interesting, but I've been writing them down, and I'm going to go through them one by one, and I'm going to answer them for you. Okay. With that being said, you do not have to watch this. You do not have to participate. You do not have to add your opinion. You can if you want to. It doesn't matter. Some of these are quite funny, and then some are quite serious, and that's totally fine. But I am here to answer your questions. Okay? So let's just do this. YouTube is recording it, so if you don't see it live, Um, you can see it on the replay if you choose. I already said that. Get on with it, Jen, right? Okay. So, not everybody feels comfortable with bringing their questions into the live chat. So, they send them to me email. I give my email out there. I give my I give my phone number out. I give my address, my PO box open. I do all of these things because I want to keep open communication between me and this beautiful soul family. So I've been collecting these, what I consider secret questions that I don't address on air at the time. People are afraid I will not be giving their identity because some of them actually belong to our soul family, and that's okay. And some are some of the behind the scenes watchers, and that's okay too. But there's a lot of questions out there. So, hi, Peg, and I'm going to answer them because it's only fair. My life is an open book for the most part. I do things to protect my family, but for me, as a spiritual tarot reader, my life's an open book and I don't care. You got a question? I will answer it for you. Now, if you hear a lot of commotion in the background, littles are settling down for the evening and they're mad and they don't want to go to bed. They don't want to take their bath. They don't want to do nothing. That's okay. That's okay. And there's a couple questions in about the littles, and I will tread lightly with that because I protect them. All right. So, with that being said, let's get down to it. Secret questions behind the scenes with Jen. What is it that you are concerned about that you need to know? All right. So, here we go. First question, Jen. I appreciate your readings, but why do you scratch all the time? Okay. Well, thank you for appreciating the readings, but scratching. So if you see me doing this, yeah, it's because when you get spiritual downloads, not everybody, I can only speak for myself, um, it can actually make your skin crawl. I don't want it to sound negative. I hope you understand what I mean by it. But energy is really, really heavy, and I want to do it now. So I'm constantly doing this. It feels like I'm itchy. Okay. It's just because of energy that's beyond me. Okay. So if you see me scratching, it's not a negative thing. I don't have fleas. I don't have lice. I don't have any of them other critters crawling around. It is a spiritual thing. And some people twitch and they get nervous and they do different things. Mine, I get itchy. I can sneeze. Sneezing is another huge thing. It just means there's heavy spiritual energy there. And these meat sacks, that I call them, have a hard time dealing with them. So I get itchy, if that makes sense. Hi, King, honey. I know. I know, honey. And you got to reel it in, because if not, it's going to look like we got critters. I don't understand it. I ignore. I don't even know that I'm doing it until I watch a replay or go back and look for something in particular, and I realize I'm always scratching. I cannot figure it out, except I'm just not comfortable in the physical 3D and I'm itching to get out. I don't know how else to explain it. But thank you for your question, and it makes sense. So if you see me touching and doing all this, we ain't got no critters, okay? It's not a physical thing. It's a spiritual thing. I can sneeze. I sometimes when it's negative, I can cough a lot. You can ask King. It's Nikki. That's a good way of putting it. Tingles. It's just like when you get goosebumps, and you know spirit's there. Something made the hair stand up on the back of your neck. It's kind of the same thing. And I just feel that I'm just itchy. It's just beyond what I'm used to. And so if I'm fidgeting, I apologize. I don't even know that I'm doing it. I just don't. But thank you for your question. And it's not because we got cooties. Okay. It's not. Um, it's it's just something that happens. Everybody's different. Everybody is different. Not all spiritual readers and intuitive downloaders or whatever, and which we all are, everybody's different. Some people rock back and forth. Some people twitch and move. It's not a bad thing. It just means that you're connecting. You're in tune, if that makes sense. Your cooties are cute. Oh, you precious king. I love you. All right. So that's the first one. I don't have cooties. It's just a lot of energy and it makes me, and you'll see me do it through this too. Okay. I'm not pulling cards tonight. So if you came to see that, wrong thing. I'm just answering all of these secret questions behind the scene thing that you guys are curious about. And that's okay. And like I said, I will not be repeating who asked the question, because many of them belong to our soul family. And it's just curiosity, and that's okay. But I'm an open book, and I'm okay with that. All right. Second one. Jen, thank you for all you do, but why do you keep pulling cards after the question? Okay. Well, you're welcome for what I do. When there are certain readings that I do, certain layouts that I do that are set in stone in my head, when spirit gives me the answer. But sometimes you need further confirmation, and I will continue to pull cards because I don't feel that it was complete, that there could be another piece of advice that someone could use. So I will continue to pull them. You'll hear me say multiple times, don't ask me, I just work here. I do that all the time because I do what spirit tells me to do. Divine spirit, let's get that clear right off the bat. Divine spirit will let me know they could use a little more. So keep pulling. And so I will do that. I will keep pulling until I feel that the message is complete enough to where they are okay with the answer. Okay. If not, you open the door for 20 more questions. Every reader is different. Some people say, nope, that's what you get. Come back next time. I feel that I think you should expand as much as you can. Can I spend the whole show on one person? No, because that's unrealistic. But I keep pulling as long as spirit tells me to, if that makes sense. Okay? You need your nap. King's going to go take a nap. That's all right. All right. So that's the second question. Third question. I do not understand why you add your opinion. Fair enough. All right. You're right. You came for spiritual answers. You do not need Jen's personal opinion. You are correct. But I am intuitive and I am spiritual, and I will claim that. That is divinity. That is my gift. And when I get a download, I try to share that. Now, you will notice in the show when Spirit says, be quiet. You don't need to give your opinion. Your opinion does not matter in this. You need to stick with the cards. And I get it. I get it. So I'll keep my mouth shut. There are other times that they align side by side and I get a further download. That's where I have to use further discernment on the fly. Why do I add my opinion? Because sometimes my opinion can give a little more detail. Not necessarily. It's okay. If you don't want to hear it, turn it off. It's okay. It's totally fine. All right? All right. Next question. Do you channel spirit? Tricky question. Channeling is a strong word. I like the word connect, bond. Channeling is totally going and connecting and letting them speak through me. I don't do that. I bond with that spirit. They introduce themselves to me, but I have boundaries set to where I don't allow them to speak through me, to use my vocal cords or my body. I set boundaries. So channeling is too strong of a word. Connect, relate to, interpret for, maybe, but I don't let an entity come into my body. Like I said, I've set my boundaries and I said, no, it's not happening. That's for my own protection. And I also don't want someone to get the wrong idea and interpret it wrong. People need to understand I am separate from spirit. I'm my own spirit. I get that. But do you understand what I'm saying? I don't give up my body as a vessel and a tool for someone to speak. I use the tools in front of me and I allow my downloads to come in. Okay. Can I see them walk in and talk to me? Yes, I can, but they can't enter me. So if that makes sense. Okay. All right. No worries, Dragonfly. This was not scheduled. I've been saving this up for a while, but I want to answer your questions because to do this individually, it's too rough. Let's just kill all birds with one stone. No negativity intended. Okay. All right. Next question. Why do you allow the kids to enter the show? Doesn't that interfere with the message? So you're talking about the littles. Most people don't have a problem with the littles. I've already set boundaries and perimeters spiritually. So their energy, if they do anything, it's going to enlighten it, bring a smile to someone's face. They do not, I have an open household. They know when I work. But I also know that there may be a detachment and they want to connect with me, and that's okay. And maybe spirit brings them to send a message. Sometimes they know this family, they've met many of them personally, and they want to see them and they want to give kisses and hugs. I'm not going to apologize for the littles entering during the show because I think their energy is beautiful. Is it annoying sometimes? Maybe, especially if I'm in the middle of a reading, like train of thought. Does it interfere with message? No, because spirit gives it right back to me. They get me focused again. So no, I don't think that the little should interfere spiritually. If it's distracting to you, I'm sorry, not sorry. I'm not going to apologize for the babies. It's life. It's life. Speaking of, you could probably hear them screaming now. They don't want to go to bed. All right. Okay. Um, Thank you, Dragonfly. Okay, next question. Jen, you are beautiful, but why do you change your looks? I laughed at this because I wasn't quite sure what it meant. And the only thing that I can assume is you want to know why sometimes I wear my hair down and sometimes I wear it up. Sometimes I have nails, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I have makeup, sometimes I don't. Why is that any different than any other human being? I base it on how I feel that day, what work I want to put into it. Is it hot? Do I need to pull my hair up? I don't intentionally change my looks to make a point, if that's what you're getting at. I just I base it on the way I feel. If we're doing a round table and I want to pick on King that day, I'll throw on the bandana. I mean, it's mood, it's energy. I don't plan anything out. It's how I feel. If that makes sense. All right? I'm glad to know that you stopped wearing makeup, King. That's good. I don't know why that's important because it's not supposed to be based on appearance. I didn't show up for a fashion show. This is not a beauty contest. This is about energy and spiritual connection. So if you're concerned about why I change my looks and it goes up and down, tomorrow I may be in a heavy hoodie sweatshirt because I'm cold. Today I'm in a tank top because it's daggone hot. I don't know what you're looking for an answer. It's just I'm a human being, and based on my mood and environment, I will change my looks. It's just the way it is. Okay. I might be in a bandana. All right. I've shaved my head before. I may walk in here with a shaved head. You never know. I'm just saying. All right. Next question. I'm trying to understand your sense of humor. You can be mean, but you do make me laugh. Okay. My sense of humor is raw, off the cuff, and the way I was raised is sarcasm, insult in a funny way, is a loving gesture. It's the way I was raised, it's the way I speak. And we kind of have, where I come from, we have this phrase: if I ain't picking on you, you ain't family. If I ain't picking on you, I don't love you. If I'm throwing you under the bus, honey, I love you. You're everything to me. Now, is that weird? Maybe to some people. I just, am I mean? Oh, I can be. Ooh, Jen can be a biatch in a heartbeat. Is my intention pure? Yeah. I don't want you to think that I'm all about hate and cruelty. No, because I'd be a hypocrite. Because I'm always preaching and yelling about love and inclusiveness and understanding each other with boundaries. But my sense of humor, it makes you laugh, but it sounds mean. I guess I just call that sarcasm. I call it tough love. I call it an insult is love to me. I don't know how else to explain it, if that makes sense. I don't know how else to explain it. Most of you guys get it. It's a dry sense of humor. It is a weird thought process of how can you be so mean, but you make me laugh? I don't know. I don't know. You just have to understand it. I get it. I Jules, good point. Sarcastically loved. If my mother wasn't beating the crap out of me verbally, now we did have verbal abuse, but she also used it sarcastically. There's a fine line, and you got to understand it. But honey, if I ain't picking on you, you know, I'm gonna pick on you now, Jules. I'm gonna use you as an example. When Jules is asking a question or something, I'm like, oh great, Jules needs bail money. It's not because I think she's some wicked demon out there breaking laws every 10 minutes. It's because I'm laughing at the fact that I'm sorry you're going through a tough time. We don't want you to go to jail. Don't do nothing stupid, Jules. But let's reel it in. Okay. She gets the fact that I will make light of the situation to get her to smile. Okay. But when it comes down to it, spirit will answer the question. Okay. So if you don't get my weird, raw sense of humor that can sound cruel, I'm sorry, but that's the way I'm made. I'm just made that way. Yep. Okay. Anything that I say and do, whether it's my opinion, my sense of humor, take it with a grain of salt. Use your discernment. If it doesn't seem right with you and you don't like the energy, walk away. You've got that free will. Totally fine. Okay. All right. Next question. Moving on. Jen, why do you require donations? I do not require donations. It is not a requirement to get a question answered. Um, they might see Nightbot or someone promoting the coffee channel, but it is not required. And obviously, I think that came from somebody that is new and just wanted a question answered. Stick around long enough to find out that that's never a requirement. It is a welcome blessing, but it is not a requirement. It never will be. This is an exchange of positive, loving, spiritual energy from the divine. I understand times are tough, and not everyone can pay for their questions to be answered. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway because energy will come back around and I'll get blessed for it. And I do. It's totally fine. Do I have to pay the bills? Yes, I do. I consider it a great blessing if someone does it, but requirement, and King does this too, it is never a requirement, ever. Okay. So let's get that clear. It's never a requirement. All right. Next, moving on. I'm glad I found you. You don't tell me what I want to hear, but give me hope and advice. Why are you different? Why am I different? Oh, um, I'm assuming because you may have had a reader or a spiritual connection before that they're feel good messages. And that's to grab a hold of you and keep pulling you back in because a lot of people, they need truth, but they don't want to hear the truth. And my integrity is on the line and my truth is on the line. And as much as I want to give you good, positive news, I can't lie to you because that goes against, like I said, my integrity, my soul, my truth. I will tell you if it's bad, I'll say, brace yourself. But I try to always focus on the positive. We're not supposed to focus on the negative. Okay. I will tell you if it's good or bad. I think majority of the time they're beautiful messages. If there's a strong warning or advice in there, I will be honest with you and I'll tell you, this does not look good. Do not trust this. This doesn't look good. That's kind of where Jen's opinion comes in, but I'm the interpreter. I'm reading it as Spirit gives it. You don't have to listen to me, but I don't do feel good messages because those are lies. If you're going to a reader and they only tell you the good, positive, everything's perfect in your world, give me a break. What world is that? Why haven't I gotten my invitation? No, we need truth. We need truth and we know how to brace ourselves for it. Most people are okay with hearing negative news because it gives them a leg up for what's to come, if that makes sense. Okay? All right. Next one. Jen, can you really talk to trees? In my own way, it's a vibrational frequency to me. Their movement, and my telepathy, because it's telepathy. You can stand next, anybody can do this. I'm not special. Okay. You can do this. You can stand next to a tree, and if they feel positive energy from you, watch their branches. They will reach out to you. They will move with you. Downloads. I get their names and I understand their concerns. They are downloads. And what I do is that telepathic download, I go back and I confirm with the cards. So I get a dual answer. Can I communicate with the trees? Yes, I can. I take them very seriously. Their energetic soul is just as important as mine to me. To me, you may not feel that way. It's just a tree. Chop it down and use it as firewood. Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with that too. Use it as a Christmas tree. Their energy has agreed to do that contractually. They will do that for you. Sitting here with my clothes falling off. It ain't that kind of show, people. Cover your eyes. All right. But speaking with trees, I take it very seriously, but I always confirm after being in the moment with them. I generally try to come back and get a confirmation through tarot because that's my tool. Okay. So I don't always trust my downloads. You've heard me. I'll tell you, I'll be wrong. It's okay. All right. Next question. Jen, why did you block me? Jen doesn't block people. I've had to do it one time because of repetitive bot issue. I have done it because they were using a different name that wasn't them, and I've blocked you. I do not block people, ever. I think that everyone has a voice, and unless you're threatening myself, my family, or this soul family here in the chat, I do not block. Okay. Do my mods have the authority to block people? You're damn straight they do. Because I don't have time to sit there and watch every little word that comes across the chat room. Most of the time when I'm live, I don't see half of the stuff you guys say. I feel bad because later I'm like, man, I didn't even see your comment. I feel bad, but I know you guys get the fact that I'm busy and I'm focused and I'm centered in on Spirit's message. I get it. I appreciate the fact that you guys can keep the chat room going. But if somebody comes in there that's nasty and ugly, I don't block people. Threatening, I will block you. But I've had to do it one time because they were under an alias. But other than that, I will never block you. I will absolutely give my mods full control over that. And that is on them. That is not a connection between me and you. Take it up with my mod. They didn't like what you were doing or saying, the way you were acting. Take it up with them. But I trust them fully. So if you got blocked, don't ask me. What'd you do? You poke the bear. Figure it out. All right? Okay. How do I become a mod? We're doing pretty good on mod numbers right now. Basically, people that I know that can show up on a general regular basis that can kind of watch the chat for me because I am so distracted with spirit. And if you want to become a mod, reach out and let me know. I can't let everybody be a mod, then nobody will be a regular person. And if you don't want to be, and I'm considering you to be a mod, say, no, I'd rather not. It's okay. I don't take offense to that. But if you want to be a mod, reach out and let me know. And as soon as there's an available spot, I will certainly keep you in mind. Everybody's schedules are different, and that's kind of what it's based on. Some people can do certain days, and some days, King will tell you, you walk in there and you have no mods, and you're like, where's my help? It just depends. But if you want to be a mod, just reach out and let me know, and I'll put you on a list. I'll put you on Jen's list. That sounds real comforting, doesn't it? All right. Next one. Jen, do you teach tarot? You must be new here. I do teach tarot. I did one multiple week course this past winter. I am planning another course. Now, that can be for new people coming in. This last one I did basically by the seat of my pants, but I'm much more prepared, and I'm actually planning a more in-depth tarot class, so to speak. All right. Give me a little time, because the next question is, when is your next tarot class? I was thinking fall. I may go a little sooner than that. I don't know. It depends on my schedule. I don't know, and I can't promise anything. Now, one of the major questions that always comes in, how much do you charge? I don't charge you anything. I don't charge you anything because I don't think that's right. I want new up and coming tarot readers with divine purpose to come out with the gifts that God gave them. And you shouldn't be stopped by a financial burden. It's like questions in the chat room. Donations accepted. That is great. I know that God will bless me one way or another, but if I can offer something to someone, I will not charge you money for it. I'll let you know if Jen's Electric's going to be turned off because you ain't going to see me. I'm not that desperate. Do I understand people need to make money? Yes, they do. Is it rough? Yes, it is. It's rough for everybody, and it's not fair for me to pull money off people that have a God-gifted talent to read tarot that are broke. Do you understand? This is the exchange of energy. And guess what? If Jen can't show up one day, one of y'all need to take over. If Jen needs a reading, who's Jen gonna go to? Okay? Yeah, selfish Jen. You doing this for yourself? Well, yeah. If I need something in this exchange of energy, do you understand how this works? This is not monetary. This is an exchange of energy. Okay? Does that make sense? All right. Now, I'm mastering my skills at teaching tarot because I've learned a lot too. Like I said, the last one, I was flying by the seat of my pants and I'm like, oh God, how can I explain this? Now I have the words. Now I get it. So there will be another class coming up, okay, free of charge. And I will announce that as soon as I can, but I have to base this on my schedule. Okay. And that's based on Lee's schedule. It's based on the kids getting out of school, summer, responsibility, all that good 3D life stuff, right? Okay. All right. Speaking of, the next question is, Jen, how do you really feel about the 3D questions? So I guess it really depends on what the question is. Some of them absolutely make my skin crawl. Will I answer them? Yeah. Do I want to? No. Spirit lets me know what is okay to answer and what's not. If it's drama filled, too much 3D, you just want confirmation because of all the news crap circulating, those make my skin crawl. I understand why you want them, but it makes me understand that you're so focused on 3D that your mind and your focus isn't right. I don't mind the 3D questions. They're fine. You can bring them. We all have them. Is it life threatening? That's what you should ask her. Does this really matter what actor keeled over, got arrested, or has a clone? No, because nobody cares. It doesn't affect your life. Do I understand why you ask? Yeah, of course. So a 3D question depends on the question. And if it's giving me the vibes that you're so focused on that's your only life, it's going to affect the TV show I watch. It's kind of shallow. And it gives me a vibe of you need to grow a little. It's just my opinion. And as a reader, I will honor you and do it. Will I grow out of it? Maybe. I may get to the point where I don't answer them anymore. But right now, I want you to feel the love and the inclusiveness. But I think that we need to reevaluate our priorities. Just saying. Do I talk about it? Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes. That's why I haven't given up on it yet. So go ahead and bring your 3D questions. Just don't harp on it. Because after you reword the question 3 or 4 times, Jen's done. Okay? And even Spirit gets done. Spirit will absolutely tell you, they'll hang up on you. No, no thanks. That is not important. Okay? All right. Here we go. King's doing musical notes. Are we ending the show? He's playing like, all right, we're ending. Let's go. Almost, King. Hang on. Don't make me brush. King, stop it. I don't know. I'm just guessing because I'm not even watching the chat. All right, here we go. What is your advice on understanding downloads, hearing voices? My advice, big keyword, discernment. Okay, what is it to you? Even the divine creator says in scripture, test the spirit. What are you listening to? What are you hearing? Does it feel right? You have this intuitive ability automatically. Even the lesser of spiritual people will feel this. Does it make the hair stand up, good or bad? Does it make you have fear? Fear is the first signal it's not good, okay? Because the devil wants you afraid, all right? So if it feels that way automatically, say, we ain't doing this. Nope. Do you, Joe Biden? Don't. but actually mean it. Understanding downloads, hearing voices is very complicated. We get downloads, they can be audible in our ear, they can be telepathic, they can be a feeling in our heart, in our gut. It can be the hair standing up on the back of our neck, and we just automatically know that you know that you know. No matter what you get, and I think King will back me up on this, no matter what you get, question it. Is this right? Do these questions happen at a blink of an eye? Yes. Is this right? When I pull cards, is this right? Is this right? Do you want me to say that? Do you want me to say this? Do you want me to do this? I'm constantly doing this, constantly. Do you want anything else? Do you want to add anything else? Yes, please add this. This is constant in my head. Does it sound that Jen needs to be in a mental hospital? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because a normal, everyday person doesn't sound like that. You shouldn't question every little thing you do. I only do it when I'm working. Do I walk around the house that way? No. I lead a normal life just like everybody else, unless spirit gets your attention. Discernment. Question that spirit. If the divine creator is sending you a message, you will know it. But if the first thing you feel is fear, anger, doubt, question it again. Are you of the divine light? Because they have to answer you. They're required to. Talk about universal law. We'll talk about that on Wednesday. But that's how I use discernment. When I hear downloads, that's what I do. I question everything. I question everything. Okay? King's taking a time out. What'd you do? Music. You better behave yourself. Now you better stop. It's not that kind of show, King. Now you stop it. There's a shirt that's just too big for me, believe it or not. I was going to say Jen's man boobs are showing. Heaven forbid. You better behave yourself, King. I love you. You know that. All right. Let's move on. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Do you worry about negative feedback or backlash? Nope. I could care less. Now, there are times, and you know this from my experience, that it has hurt me to the core. Now, I think it's comical. Do I go hunting and searching for other people's opinion about me? No, I don't care. Bless your heart, aren't you precious? Honey, do you? And if what I say doesn't agree with you, walk away. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Jen's channel sucks. Don't listen to her. She's wrong. Okay. Whatever. Bless your heart. I don't care. Okay. I ain't got time for that. I got enough responsibilities and have to worry about you talking trash about Jen and New Beginnings Tarot. I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't matter because the divine creator will lead people to this channel who are meant to find it. And if you didn't get a blessing out of it, you can be removed too. It's fine. You do you, boo. I don't care. Now, here we go. Why don't you do story time anymore? I know. That was a recent question. I haven't done story time because the kids in this stage of their schooling at the end of the year, we have paused on library time. So we haven't gotten any new books, and Jen's creativity has not been allowed to seep in. Are we going to pick it back up? I sure hope so, because even with school out, I want them to go out and get new books and get new entertainment through the summer. So I hope to pick that back up through the summertime. It may not be as often, But I know you guys haven't had story time for a while. I'm sorry. It's just based on our school schedule. We haven't allowed it. We're getting ready for finals and getting ready for the kids to graduate to the next level. Story time was not a part of that. My apologies. Okay. All right. All right. Can you go to bed, baby? I love you. I'm almost done. All right. How do you feel about 17Q? That's another thing that I use with my discernment. I know that it exists, even if it's a psyop. I know that it exists, and I have to use my discernment. Do I think it's brilliant? Yes, I do. Do I think they've been proven right? Yes, I do. Do I think they've been proven wrong? Yes, I do. I think that 17Q movement is perception. And I think what you put into it is what you get out of it. If you want to study it and beat it into the ground, you can turn it into whatever you expect it to be. Have I gotten angry with them? Yes, I have, because you're no better off. You're no better doing what you're doing than the negative and what they're doing, leading on, lying, manipulating time. I think you're brilliant. If you are who you say you are, am I reliant on it? Nope. Did I used to be? Yep. But I know in my heart, in my spirit, that my divine creator leads my path. Not a number, not a letter, not a man-made source through telecoms. No, I could care less. Well, I get an update every once in a while to see where the rest of the world is and where their brain is. Yeah, because I like being prepared. Do I put any grain of salt to it? No, I pray about it and I give it to my divine creator and I say, you know what? They say one thing on their timing. How many times have they lied? How many times have something been thrown off? Well, we didn't lie. The bad guys did something. Doesn't matter. What I do know is my divine creator does know the path, does know the timing, and is control. He's in control. So I will pay attention to it, but very lightly. I think it's fine, and I'm prepared either way. I'm prepared. It doesn't matter. 17, 18, 19, 20, 102. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Your divine creator and your connection to him, that's what should matter. Okay? I have no ill will towards 17 or Q, but get on with it. That's my attitude. Get on with it. All right? All right. Almost done. How do you come up with roundtable topics? That is, it depends. It depends on the week, depends on what week it is, depends on what we're really anxious to study. If something's really been on our heart, mind, and spirit, we will really focus on it. We try to honor whoever came up with the idea. And then sometimes it's just out of curiosity. Sometimes it's to prove a point. Sometimes we're just, I don't know. Let's just see. Let's just see. This week we're going to go back to universal laws because we didn't finish it the first time, and we're going to honor that. We don't like to leave things unfinished. And as always with roundtable topics, it may not be something that you had any interest in, but it's to get you to think. It's to get you to open your mind, change your perception to something. Do you have to? No. No. You can turn it off. You don't have to listen at all. Okay? But one point I want to make about that question is if you have an idea, we want your ideas. What are you interested in? Okay? We will do our best. We can't please everybody, but we'll do our best to accommodate you. Sometimes we kind of hit a brick wall and are like, what do we do next? Okay. Totally fine. Bring your ideas to the table. Bring it to King's show. Bring it to mine. Put it in the community section, Telegram, wherever that is to you. Bring your ideas. No matter how small it is, how spiritual or 3D it is, we try to stay away from the 3D stuff because, well, who cares? 3D as in history being stolen from us, that we're totally into. Where did it go wrong? What are they hiding? What does it really mean? I get that. Okay. But I don't think we're ever going to do a show about stupid Hollywood actors and musicians that fake their death. No one cares. Okay. But roundtable topics, we just, a lot of time, I meditate and pray about them. Everybody has their own way of getting their ideas and their topics. But if you've got one, bring it to us. All right. Thank goodness King went to sleep. He's hearing burlesque. Jen's going to keep her clothes on. Ain't that kind of show. All right. Just saying. Hello. I have not seen the chat room. I apologize. It's not because I'm ignoring you. I'm just trying to get through these questions. Okay. How did you and this family meet? It depends on who you're talking about. We each have our own individual stories. But let's ground it down to a roundabout. Most of us met on different channels before we came here, or before I started my show, before King started his. Most of us met on other people's channels. Some people want to cuss when they say that. I choose not to. I understand. There's a lot of animosity there. I choose not to, because I look at the beauty and the positivity that came out of it. We came to these channels for a reason, to say, hi, how are you? And to get to know each other's names. So how we met, I'd say the basis of that is other people's channel. God put us in the right place at the right time in other people's channels. He used other people to bring us together. And now we have our beautiful family. And people are outgrowing us all the time and they're leaving, but they met beautiful divine people through my channel and King's channel and Rocco's channel. And they've met Nadia and now they're moving on. Move on. Create your own family. This is growth. My feelings are not hurt whatsoever. I think it's beautiful. So that's kind of how we met. Have some of us physically met in person? Yes, we have. Many of us have. Different times, different locations. We hope to do it again someday. We've learned some very valuable lessons of who to trust and not to trust. But we hope to do that again. We've learned a lot. We're growing. Okay? All right. Why don't you need all detail of the questions? Oh, so when you ask a question and I'll go, I'm curious to know if, but it's not required. I don't need to know something. I don't need to know a relationship. I don't need to know male or female. I don't need to know a timeline. Your question is enough. Your spiritual intention behind the question is what the energy I pick up on. So I don't need the detail. Some people do. They require every little detail. But I think when you have every little detail that's given to you, your ego has a better chance of interfering based on the information. If you walk into a question blind and you know nothing, you only get what Spirit gives you. You can't influence the card. You can't lead it and guide it and kind of push one way or another because of the way you think it should turn out. So I do not require great detail. I've had people lie to me and do test questions. None of it was true. They would ask a basic bullshit question and none of it was true. Guess what? I am in tune with Divine Spirit, and Divine Spirit said, they are lying. That Seven of Swords will come out. This is not true. Do not trust it. And I'll go, this isn't true. So I don't know where you're getting this information, but it's not true. And they're like, all right, you passed the test. Very true. You do not need details if you are spiritually connected. If you're pulling all of your information based on what someone gives you, you're not really connecting. You're manipulating. Okay. So the less information that you have, the more accurate spirit can be. I know nothing most of the time. And I go, and that's why I return your question with a question. Are you doing this? Are you considering this? I'm curious to know if, because then once I give that to you, you give me a little bit, I give you a little bit and go, well, great. That's good to know. That confirms this is what this means. So I don't need all the detail because that's not, if you gave me all the detail, you just gave your own reading. That's not necessary. Divine Spirit connection downloads are absolutely individual, and somebody doesn't need to rely on their own ego to answer it. Okay. So if they tell you that they do, they're not reading, they're assuming. Okay. All right. Almost done. I know. Jen, you've said that 13 times. Okay. Do you really struggle with technology? Yes, I do. I kill it. It's because of energy. I have owned this watch, by the way. I spent 99 cents on it. Jen is a Dollar Tree girl. Okay. These nails in this watch may look pretty on camera, but darling, I ain't spending no kind of money on this stuff. I guarantee you this will be dead in a week. Guaranteed it, because my energy kills everything. Technology, cameras, graphic cards, microphones. I have learned to reel it in. Do I struggle with technology? Yes, because it's not my thing. I don't like binary code. I don't like zeros and ones. I do not like it. Sam, I am. Thank you for green eggs and ham. I do not like it. It doesn't connect with me. I don't like the energy and vibration. It's not natural to me. Natural is biological. Technology is AI and programmed. I do not like it. It's no flexibility with me. So technology, I will fry every time I go to the grocery store. Anytime I have to deal with somebody that has a cash register, it fries and dies every time. Fries and dies. That's my theme. Fries and dies. I can't do it. Some people have a frequency and energy that's so much higher. It's not tooting your own horn. It's not a prideful thing. It just means that the vibration and energy coming off of you can fry. Walk by a light bulb, watch it blow. I have fried many TVs until Lee got finally to the point. He goes, this is getting kind of expensive. You need to learn to control this. And I did. I had to learn to put boundaries on myself. Technology and I still do not get along. We're working on it. Our relationship is a work in progress. If you are in the same boat, don't feel bad. Take your time. Take a deep breath. But ask your divine creator, Lord, please don't dim my light, but lower the explosions. That's okay to ask that. It's okay. All right? All right. Here we go. Your interpretations of the card is not the same as another tarot reader that I watch. Why is that? Because any divine, thank you, Spirit. They're like, watch your words. There are tarot readers out there that use the divine, and there are tarot readers that do not. I know many beautiful, gifted. Now, I'm just focusing on tarot. It could be pendulum and dowsing rods. It could just be Nadia's healing hands. It could be all of these things. Um, who's your boss? Who's giving you the answer? Do you work for the same creator? Because 9 times out of 10, there might be a difference of interpretation, but I guarantee you, most of the time we get the same answer because we work for the same boss. If someone has not given you the same answer, first of all, I'm going to use tarot as an example. Tarot has a base reading to every card. All 78 cards have a base reading. You would learn this in class. So even your interpretation of it can't go wrong. At some point, you have to give the base meaning, even if you don't get anything else. If I'm different than someone else, the only advice I can give you is don't take my word for it. Trust your gut. Trust your intuition. What is it telling you? Because you are right to begin with. Well, I like you both. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Well, you're not hurting my feelings. I don't care what you do. I care, but I don't care. Does that make sense? I love you, but I want you to be happy. Okay? I'm not going to say it's my way or the highway. Jen, the control freak. I'm saying, no, you don't have to do that. You're going to have to question it. Does it sit right? I don't like that answer. Now, don't have a knee-jerk reaction because it hasn't happened yet. Spirit has a way of sneaking something in there that might be coming, right? Don't dismiss it quite yet. I've had many people walk away from this channel going, you were wrong. You didn't say that. 6 weeks later, 6 days later, 6 hours later, 6 months, 6 years. Doesn't matter. Well, not 6 years because I haven't been on there long. But they would go back and go, oh, you were right. I just had to wait. Yeah, because we're beyond space and time. Spirit is beyond space and time. The best advice I can give you, if you get 2 different answers from 2 different readers, use your discernment. Use your discernment. What is your gut telling you? That's all I can tell you. All right? Make sure it's divine. Always test the spirit. All right. 2 more questions. What am I supposed to look for in your oracle messages? Something that resonates with you. There's multiple different messages from multiple different cards. So what I do, and I'll explain my ritual to you guys. Every morning after my morning prayer with the Divine Creator, sometimes it's deep, heavy prayer with Yeshua. Sometimes it's meditation. It's just music and sound and connecting that way. Every day is different. And then I pull all the decks that I'm going to use and I lay them out. They're already cleansed, but I do another cleansing, not only verbally. Sometimes I sage, sometimes I don't. Sometimes there's crystals, most of the time there's not. My words are divinity enough. So I lay my hand on them, I get a feel for them, and I start shuffling and I ask that question. What do you want the collective to know today? What do you want the collective to know today? And I will keep repeating that until I get it, until I get a break in the card where I just stop shuffling. They will tell me when to stop. I do that with all of the decks until I'm complete. And then I lay them out in a particular order. I make sure I have all the information on each individual card. And I am prepared to read them. I do not pull them ahead of time. I've done that twice. And it does work if you need to. Spirit will let you do it because your intention is for the next morning. That's fine. Most of the time, I start this process at 3 a.m. to hopefully get them up and broadcasted by 7 a.m. It's just what I do. It's my schedule. It works for me because I'm a night owl. If you think that I'm up at 3 a.m. and you try to call me and I don't answer, I don't use my phone. I do not use technology when I'm drawing these cards. They're not around me. So whatever message you are trying to get, it is for the collective as a whole. There may be only one card that you personally resonate with. It may be the whole deck. It may be none of them. Fine. Try again tomorrow. The only thing that you need to look for in the oracles are, did it sound right to you? Don't worry about all the work that I did. That's my job. That's what I do. Your job is to listen, discern what feels right, and then decide. That's it. I can't tell you individually what you're supposed to get. You have to decide that. The only thing that you need to be reassured of is that comes from the divine creator. This mouth and this brain is the only interpreter in between. That's it. And if you don't trust it, walk away. I'm cool with that. You're not hurting my feelings. I can't please everybody. I ain't Jesus. Okay? We've talked about this. All right. Last question, family. Do you ever disagree with the round table? What? Us disagree? No. Say it ain't so. Yes. Our readings sometimes don't match. Our opinions don't match. Have you seen our shows? Yes, we disagree. There are a lot of times we may discuss it after the show. A lot of times we just drop it. Okay. You got what you wanted. I got what I wanted. Interesting. Sometimes we just put it on the back burner and earmark the page and go, we'll come back to that. That's interesting. That led us down a path. Do we disagree? Of course. Yes, we're human beings. Raised different beliefs, different levels of faith, different rabbit holes that we went down. Do we disagree? Yes, we do. Do we agree a whole lot? Yes, we do. Because we work for the same boss. So when divine spirit comes in and says, well, King made a good point, or Jen made a good point, Nadia made a good point, Rocco made a good point, but you're all wrong. Put the pieces together. That's just the way he is, because he wants you to think for yourself, decide for yourself what sets right with you. Do we disagree? We most certainly do. Do we agree? We most certainly do. But what's more important? We love through the whole process. Do we make each other mad? I'll add another question in there. You're daggone straight we do. Ooh, we've had some fights. Nothing in love, time, and forgiveness won't cure. Okay? No one's perfect. No one in this family is perfect. None of us. But I know one thing that's perfect. God's timing, God's infinite love that doesn't break. In his plan to bring us all together, that's what's beautiful. Embrace that part. Ups and downs and sideways, crooked and diagonal. We'll get it right someday. It's the path that we're on, okay? So those are all the questions that I've been saving up. I'm sure there's going to be some more, but those are the ones that I chose to answer. Some of them were quite rude and nasty and didn't deserve any airtime at all. If you have any more, send them to me. It's okay. It's all right. I'm an open book. All right. I will let you go. A little more than an hour. I hope you got something answered out of this. And if your question did not get answered, send it to me again. And I'll either do another show or I'll just answer you privately. You do not hurt my feelings. I'm probably just that much of a hard ass. Not all the time. Jen does have feelings, and I am a human being. But it's okay. So 25 questions or more, I lost count. It's okay. I hope I answered them. I promise you I answered them honestly. Go enjoy the rest of your evening. Rock's coming in here going, what the hell is happening? Okay. He's like, what? It's okay, Rock. I'm just answering some questions. Honestly, Jen's wearing her heart on the sleeve, and that's all right. I'm speaking my truth. All right. All right, guys. Thank you for sticking around. I love each and every one of you. I will see you Wednesday on the roundtable where we may agree or disagree. It's totally fine. All right. Love and blessings. I love each and every one of you. Bye, guys.